Making a paper stencil on a silk screen is a fun, fast, and easy way to get printing right away without having to rely on light-sensitive emulsion and an exposure unit. To start, you want to have an image in mind, something graphic in nature, like a silhouette or simplified drawing. Clearly draw it out on a piece of paper to act as your reference. Papers that work well for paper stencils include newsprint, butcher paper, printer paper, or ideally freezer paper that's glossy on one side that you can purchase at any grocery store. Transfer your drawing onto your stencil paper. All imagery can be made right reading, but keep in mind, if you're using freezer paper, you're going to want to draw on the glossy side. You want to make sure your stencil paper is generous in size, able to cover your whole unexposed screen, and that your imagery is generally centered. Repeat the same steps for all layers of your print. Realize that paper is covering your negative space, and places where you remove paper is where ink will go through. Before you begin cutting your stencil, you will want to identify if there are any areas in your image that will be removed by cutting out the outline of the shape, such as the inside of the letter B or the inside of a letter O. To maintain the inner shape, you will want to include bridges that link the interior paper to the exterior paper, like so. You can also apply a cut piece of packaging tape to the back of your screen, something we'll show you how to do shortly. Start cutting and be sure to use a sharp new blade. Tape your paper stencil down, facing the mesh, on the back side of your screen. You'll know you have done this correctly when you turn your screen around and your image is in the right orientation. Tape all along the perimeter of the paper with packaging tape, trying your best to avoid any wrinkles or puckers. You're ready! Your first pull will be printed onto the acetate hinged on the side of your printing station. This will help you align your paper with where you want the print to fall. You can see here that I am placing my reference on top of the paper, cut to the same size, so that I can ensure it will land in the very same place. I am applying masking tape in the corners here so that I know the next prints will fall in exactly the same place every time. Continue to print, being sure to flood in between each print. Repeat the process with your second layer. Run 2. You can see here I am making a mask for the interior shape of the letter O. I'm cutting a small piece of packaging tape placed on my cutting surface, drawing out my shape, cutting it, then applying it to the back of my screen. Continue printing using the Mylar as your registration method for each print. When you're done printing, gather your excess ink with small cut pieces of cardboard. Unhinge the screen and tear off your paper stencil. Paper stencils can only be used one time, unfortunately. Generously spray the screen with glass cleaner and wipe down with a rag until the whole screen looks clean.